Okay, there I am, Laura. I am back. Thank you for being first here. I think you're going to have to split internet duties with Minnie. Thank you for making the jump, everybody. I do apologize for that. It's very embarrassing when $10,000 worth of gear does not function the way I want it to. So I apologize. Thanks for your patience on that. I'm just going to change the source of where we're watching that video. I think that was actually the problem. So we'll find it through a different device instead of through the laptop that I was streaming on, because that's what caused the problem in the first place. But let me type here. Okay. Let's bring on me. Then you can see me. Everything's coming back online slowly. We're slowly getting there. Yeah, gotta love technology, Tiffany. Stephen Lee broke the stream with his art. That's the last time we saw it. Clearly, it was the art's fault. The beauty, it just could not handle it. The cuteness overload was real. It was probably YouTube, not your equipment. No, Anne, I think I need to take ownership on this one. Because it was still going out on YouTube, you could still see and hear me. I just couldn't see and hear myself or control the stream. So that was the problem. Cali car chase. Let's see where that one is again. And we thought it was ABC had a good feed. I love it when the helicopter is able to stay with the chase the entire time and not be like, oh, we're running out of fuel. Just oops, back. I'm typing on a search with a touchpad, which is probably the least effective method of doing that. Well, let's see. Okay, show me just me. What I'm looking at here. Okay. California car chase. And we were watching it on ABC, right? Okay, so this is the shorter version. I want to go back because this one picks up right where the truck was. I think we're going to be right here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we are. Let me bring this back on the screen. There's me. It's been a rough day already. Now I can see everything else. Here's the car chase on 2. There we go. Okay, so all right. Now all we need is audio, and we'll be set. So input 2 in that position right there, where they're face to face with those officers, and we're going to make sure the speed is up just a little bit because this is a long chase. The backup. We're going to pick up right where he escaped from the police. Where's my control there? Come on. Came off the freeway there onto Beach Boulevard. I give up. We're just going to keep that going the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep that quiet here in the background here. Do you think any of the jurors on the extreme skier trial will do interviews, says Katrina? That would be interesting. I don't know. They seem like just like down-home type folks that was like did the right thing. I don't think they thought it was as big a case as we thought it was. But maybe they might. Anne says, when I lived in California, they would interrupt programs with the car chases. Right. It's like, hey, we've got another one, guys. And it's so common in California that some of the car chases you see, you actually see people who are like following on their phone, like watching the live video. And they're like, hey, I know that neighborhood. They're coming close. Let me get out to the street so I can wave and be in the shot. And you're seriously, you got people who are like waiting to overpasses for them to go by and like, hey, cheering, either cheering on the cops or the runner. It's funny. Debbie says, good morning, recovery addict and beautiful people. I didn't know we were meeting today. Well, Debbie, this is actually meeting number 2. I completely messed up the first one with technology issues, and it was bizarre. I had to restart it, but thanks for coming back for part 2. It looks like everybody pretty much made the switch. People go to the pub to watch. They head down to the bar. Hey, we got a chase on. You want to go get a drink? And I think one of the helicopters, I think, is a police helicopter in this one. And that clearly we've got a news helicopter as well. Generally, the way that works is the news helicopter is going to fly at a higher altitude than the police helicopter, just so they know they're not in each other's space, right? So the altitude the police helicopter is at is sort of clear, so he can maneuver anywhere he wants, and the others fly at a higher altitude, and they have really good lenses on these cameras, so they can really zoom in from a distance. How many Terry defense witnesses did she say? Defense? I don't know if she gave a number. Was it 13? She listed some at the very beginning. And yesterday he was saying, the prosecution was saying to the judge, hey, we want the list of witnesses. And she said, I already gave it to you. And he's like, no, you didn't. He's like, the judge was like, yes, you did, because you objected to 3 of them, type thing. So yeah, I think it's around a dozen. I think that might change a little bit, but I think it's pretty fixed. We do know that on Monday's going to be a great day to watch the Terry case, because the prosecution is going to present the prior acts witnesses, the girlfriend who got stabbed previously by this guy, which he was convicted of and did time for, and then got out, and 5 months later is accused of stabbing somebody else. So that's going to come in tomorrow or Monday, as well as the detective on that case, I believe. So we've got a couple days of witnesses left on Terry, for sure. Golden Mom says, I follow YouTubers who chase crimes in Bakersfield, California every night. It's entertaining out there. Golden Mom, I used to do that. I used to have a Kawasaki KLR 650 motorcycle, which is it sort of looks like a dirt bike, but it's more of a road bike, but it can go off-road. And I would take my camera. I had a Canon XL2 camera, which is like a big prosumer style camera. It's like shoulder mount type camera, and I'd carry it in a strap over my back, and I'd hop on my motorcycle, and I'd put my police scanner in my ear, in my helmet, and I'd just chase the counties, all around the county, just looking for police activity. And I'd hear a call go out, and I'd get there a lot of times about the same time the police did, and I'd just film it. Got some great footage there, life flight type stuff with the rescue helicopters, felony stops at gunpoint, things like that. Debbie says, what are we watching? Debbie, we're watching A Crime in Progress. Sorry, I've got something on my lip that's tickling me. We're watching a Crime in Progress here in California. This happened yesterday. I forget who tipped me off on this one. Somebody in chat said, hey, check out this car chase from yesterday. It was bizarre. It goes for about an hour. And since we have about an hour to talk together, we're just going to let that play in the background. But it started off with the suspect in a black car, like a sedan. He tried to break into a small pickup. I would say like a little Nissan or Toyota pickup, an older style. Unsuccessful. He couldn't get the door open. Got back in the car, drove away, drove to an area where he got in this it looks like a work van, because it has like an AC type unit on the top, so it's got like a cooling unit on it. Had a police officer right behind him, pinning him up against the curb, and he did like a 60-point turn, ramming the police officer every time he backed up, until he was able to push the car out of the way and successfully navigated against, going around officers. There were 3 other officers he nearly hit. For some reason, none of them have shot yet that I'm aware of. I didn't see any shots fired. Maybe there were, but the officers were definitely justified. He was charging at them after ramming the car. They were in danger. His driving skills are on point, right through the flower bed. Needlessly, it looks like. He could have just gone straight on the road. Don't you hate it when the car you're stealing doesn't cooperate? Dang it. Yeah, really. And everyone could see. Oh my goodness. Everyone could see that he's an amateur car thief and couldn't get an old Toyota open. Look at that, sliding around the corner. I wonder if he's lost a tire. A lot of times when it slides on the back end, it looks like I'd guess that he blew a tire out at some point because he seems to have reduced traction on the backside. See how it seems to be fishtailing a little bit. He's probably going to start looking for another vehicle soon, which I know is a spoiler, but I was told there was another vehicle involved. So that's Terry. Next week we talked about Daryl Brooks a little bit with. Yep, called it. Lost the tire, back driver's side. Daryl Brooks next week. Tomorrow his list of 20 people is due. So Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy. I don't know who else he's going to have on there. That's due to the judge. I don't think we'll actually get to see that, so we're not going to be live tomorrow. Instead, we're going to we'll take the day off and just honor the veterans that whose special day it is. So then next week on the 15th and 16th, we do have the statements, the victim impact statements, with DB back in the house, and maybe finally we'll have subject matter jurisdiction addressed and put to rest, and so he can feel good about his conviction. But we'll have that. Sentencing will follow. Do they ever run out of fuel mid-chase? Yes, sometimes they do. A lot of times the vehicles at the speeds they're driving them use excessive amounts of fuel, and so they can just follow them until they run out. Wow. Skidding through a gas station. Wow. This guy's practiced. I'm guessing he's like a GTA professional. Nope, doesn't stop him. Oh man, if they had just stayed there.
It's not moving. He's stuck. Now he's stuck. It looks like he's stuck.
It looks like he's stuck, but that just means he's going to find a way out. You can see the tires spinning there. How'd you feel if you're the guy here in the car that's pinned up against the curb, cannot go anywhere?
Right there has to treat this with kid glove care, and likely going to have to step away from his vehicle because we already seen him.
If I was in that car, I'd be climbing over the passenger seat and getting out of there because you're eye level with the dude in the van. He's right next to you.
Anywhere at all. It looks like the van is now stuck. Yeah, this is likely to start a fire. You can see those rims are starting to
Oh my goodness.
blow.
A couple of you are watching from other countries might think this is bizarre. This doesn't happen like this in a lot of other countries. It seems to be unique to us. Yeah, the guy gets the curb is like, help? He can't get out of his car. The driver's side's pinned.
As though that van is going anywhere.
He's just digging a hole. I expect the door to open very soon. He's still trying to maneuver. Puts it in reverse.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
You've got to wonder if he's thinking about getting out of this van and trying to hijack another one. You've got to at least wonder whether that's going through his mind. He's probably not aware.
The van's about to blow.
I was going to say, he might
I mean, this is a risk to the person in that car. There was someone in that car, right? It was moving. It's not a parked vehicle, is it?
As this vehicle is starting to come apart.
This is bizarre.
It came from well, it could be, because, I mean, where else would that smoke be coming from? But I don't think any shots have been fired yet, so that probably is not the case. But that wheel, that left rear wheel, is also creating
stopped spinning.
Some metal.
It is on fire.
So
It's the gas tank is back there. I mean, this could be really bad.
Is just reached its limit, and that's what's producing the smoke here. Not sure, but in any event, it has overheated. And,
guy is crazy.
Looks like the vehicle
Okay, so no one is in that car. That's good, because I would be super worried about them.
Here. So some backup from CHP and Fullerton PD as he gets out of the vehicle, crawls out of the passenger window, and is now running for it northbound Carmenita Road. Running up northbound Carmenita.
Taser.
Road as he crosses the street. We've seen this person make several desperate attempts to hijack other vehicles. We will see what he decides to do here. Lots of folks getting home here in Fullerton, or here in the La Mirada area, I want to say, and he is now running down the sidewalk without any other wheels at his disposal. He's going to start running out of steam here, and we'll see if this ends in a foot pursuit, because I think they are pursuing him on foot, but I can't confirm that from my vantage
There's
point.
There's
Here comes
an officer right there.
Another officer in the opposite direction, and he's now run into a residential alleyway here.
Yeah, the resident's like, what are you doing here? He biffs it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's now on private property. You saw that it looked like a woman next to her home here. He's now in the backyard, and he's going to hide out here.
No, he's not going to hide. He's going to run.
Well Road, and jumping fences. He's jumping fences, looking for a way into one of these homes.
Yeah, you jump the wrong fence, and there's a dog. That could be bad.
Under that patty, yeah, that awning. He's trying to get into that car.
Is this how it ends? Did we miss it? Let's see. This looks just like a movie to us as Crafty Cal. Just wait till for his next act. Caution almost takes out. Oh, my goodness. There are the dogs. There's the little dogs. He's going into the house,
several dogs
breaking and entering.
Now going through that sliding
the dogs are wagging their tails.
Making his way into the home.
You got a homeowner out front.
Somebody appears to be, yeah, it might even be a homeowner, not sure.
Golden Mom saying it's not over, not the end. Keep watching.
Any clue? Very dangerous situation here where we have no information, but here comes somebody running out the front. Look at this. Look at this. A confrontation inside the house, a family home.
He's facing off with them.
The front here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at
that, holding her hair, trying to hold him back.
He's in the truck.
And he gets in the truck.
He's in the truck.
Oh, no, there's an animal under the truck. Oh, man.
There's a dog under that truck. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. He just stole the. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is incredible. This is incredible.
That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he stole the words right out of my mouth.
What we are witnessing, guys, they are going to have to get creative here, because this person is absolutely.
Look at this. Ripped the bumper off that. He's gone.
Additional bumpers flying off of that other vehicle, and now he's, I believe,
really. We need to track this guy on Discord. I want to see his arraignment.
Can we put the compass up real quick? Yeah, westbound Leffingwell. If you live in this area or have any idea where we are here, if you are looking at
stay away, please.
Need to stay inside, because there is a dangerous suspect behind the wheel here. I feel very sorry for all of the other cars on the road here as he continues.
Weather Watch, are you joking?
Towards the freeway once again. We may find ourselves back on the freeway. But look at him, a little bit of traffic, and once again, right through another gas station. This is just incredible. This is the third vehicle that he has stolen today.
He's going through the gas stations because it avoids the traffic at a stoplight. Gas stations are frequently right on the corner there, and it makes a quick way to get to the next street without having to fight through that traffic. But this is tough for cops, because all this time, everyone he's seen and passed is getting on the phone and calling 911 and saying, hey, I saw him in a van, white van here. And so the police are getting reports that are delayed. And they're trying to piece all the pieces together, and they're trying to follow it. And a lot of times the information they have is a few minutes ago, which was a different vehicle, right? So they have to really spread themselves thin and look for everything.
And whatever steam he lost running up that block, he's now comfortably in the driver's seat of a brand new work truck, and you could tell. I mean,
Terry, are you not a fan of the car chases?
There could be a full tank in that truck, so he may have.
Here's what we've got, Terry. We don't have court today. The judge excused us, so we're watching the car chase from last night in California, which will end up in court of some type. Let's see. Who knows the beginning or the end of this? Do we know why he was originally being chased? What's the original? Was it a traffic stop that he fled, or is this like a warrant or what? Stephen Lee objects to this chase. Lock your doors. Don't leave the keys in your car. Oh my goodness. Love car chases. What is the highest number of vehicles stolen in one single incident or chase? His mugshot will be in Guinness. I think 3 is high, but it's I don't think it's the record.
Now we have to follow this until the end here because the sun is going down and still no visual of law enforcement within sight here. So we're going to try.
I think he's trying to drive to a better jurisdiction. So this was a traffic stop that he fled from, right? So it started with like basically a ticket for speeding or no tail light, and now he has a list of felonies that he's committed. So it's just getting better and better for him. Ali says, watch this last night. Seemed so fake. Yeah, he's got warrants most likely. This is most likely is not his first encounter with law enforcement, as is so often the case. Still not as entertaining as the OJ case. Right. But the speed makes up for it. Lori says, I watched one car chase where a guy hit a cop after pulling the woman out too. Fake cried in court, etc. 2 to 3 cars stolen. Oh, man. This is one of the most unbelievable. Do you guys remember the one, I think it was also in California, where there was like a robbery suspect and they were throwing money out of the car? Like they drive by the crowd and throw money out of the car. And everyone's running out into the street and blocking the cops to pick up the money. And, oh, man. Yeah, home invasion. I'm not sure if he had a weapon there or not.
Yeah, I mean,
PG Farber, too soon on that one. Cops were wrong way. So dangerous.
Coming up on another major intersection, a left turn northbound on Painter Avenue. To answer your question,
cops were stopping another car. Saw this guy racing by, chased him. No reason given for why. Video ends. No news on him.
I have to believe that the keys in this truck were already inside the vehicle.
Yeah, he thinks this is a GTA mod he's playing right now. But this is real life. All the people's cars he's hitting, those are real cars that people have to pay for, and the people inside are real people that can get hurt. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
With several black and whites behind him, but again, having trouble to keep up. Again, the speeds he's traveling and the dangerous tactics.
Sandy, court's on break, so we're watching a very fast pursuit from last night in California, which will end up in court.
So again,
it gets even better.
Very light traffic here, and it wouldn't matter anyways, because when there is traffic, he just seems to ram into everybody in his way. So we can only hope that the traffic stays light and hope that maybe they can get some more officers into the area.
Hey, Stephen, that would be a short chase. A little batter up in the car. Here's where he's going to ram people. Anytime there's I think he clipped the corner of that car.
Some cross traffic there through the red light at Santa Fe Springs Road, now well into Santa Fe Springs. As he continues northbound here, only a couple lanes to play with. Maybe
these end really almost always one way. And it's not good for the driver.
FedEx truck at about 70 to 80 miles per hour.
Stephen fleeing from the cops on a pogo stick. They can't arrest you if they can't catch you. Just a taser to a pogo stick rider would be quite effective. Unicycle, there's another option. Lori, are you saying we should watch that case, the case of Ryan Stone? Who's Ryan? He was sentenced to 160 years in prison for a high-speed chase out of Douglas County. Is that Texas? Where's Douglas? Is that Arizona? Let's see. He critically injured a state trooper. He was bragging about making the national news. Okay, so this is what happened to another police chase suspect. Wow. Yeah, he sounds pretty messed up. This Ryan Stone guy, 160 years in prison for a high-speed chase. He probably got what he deserved from that one. Okay, so
it's unbelievable. I mean, he's on a bona fide crime spree here. We can only be
Ferry,
thankful
they can.
it didn't appear that anybody in that home was hurt. At the very least, we have to be thankful
Let me
for
turn
that.
this down just a
It'll
tiny
be
bit.
miracle
If he's driving at a police officer, or if he's driving another person, a police officer can shoot to defend that person as well as defend themselves. Even if there's like a car between them, you know, if the officer feels threatened, they can shoot, and they have in the past. California has had officers that shot and killed carjacker.
Now he's turned around and heading back towards the freeway. I wonder if he's looking for an opportunity to get back on the freeway. He is on Sorensen Avenue with a little more traffic.
A lot of times at this point in a chase, they'll have the helicopter sort of back off and track him, and they'll move in with the unmarked units that will try to get around him and find an opportunity to pin him in place without the flashing lights, just to sort of give him a sense of comfort and feel like he escaped a little bit, but they are actually very close to him and following very closely and just ready to pounce as soon as he's trapped and cornered.
They have been relentless as well, staying right on top of him. At least they have been able to do that and call out his location.
Debbie says, I heard of a case last night. I'll text you about it. I don't know if it would want to cover it. First court appearance is November 30th. Yeah, well, text me. We'll take a look, see if we can cover it. He is very lucky he didn't get shot. That first officer, I think, had grounds to shoot him. Grounds, but
he has done a masterful job of evading authorities.
My goodness. Motorized wheelchair. Stevens got all these suggestions for how to flee police in unsuccessful methods.
Very random turn, so no destination of mine. I thought maybe he was trying to get to the freeway. Doesn't look like
so
just trying to maybe look.
I was looking through the on Discord while this is going in the background. I was looking through on Discord at all the cases that are coming up, and I was curious from you guys which ones are most piquing your interest, because there will be a point where they're going to overlap, and it'll get hard to watch all of them at the same time. So we might have to get to a point where we're looking back on some stuff and not watching it live. Are there specific upcoming cases that you're very anxious to watch and participate with live? Let me know about that. A pedal bike. Racing stripes on the wheelchair will help you get away. We all know that makes it go faster. Hey Debbie, Toxic will track it on Discord, even if we don't do it on the channel. Toxic has a lot more information about a lot of cases that we just won't have time to cover here. So feel free to send him something, or her something. I apologize, Toxic. I keep reassigning your gender. Let's see. The suitcase for sure. Yes, we're going to cover that. That's going to start January 30th, as long as the 6th public defender can hold on for dear life on that case. That'll be a good one. We'll cover Waukesha on the 15th and 16th. Spanish teacher murder. Okay, that's going to be with the two youth. I think was that March 20th? I'll have to look at the dates on that one. I think that doesn't start for a couple months yet, or maybe the date hasn't been set. That might be it. We're going to finish Terry for sure. That's going to be super, super interesting next week, because we're going to get both the prior acts, which, you know, the jury at this point has no clue that this guy has done a similar thing to what he's accused in right now, and they'll get to hear it straight from the victim's mouth, which is going to be quite compelling as she describes exactly what happened. So we're going to get that, and then basically that's how they're going to end and hand it over to defense. Defense is then going to make their opening statement, right, and say, hey, it wasn't me. You know, even though I've been convicted of doing a similar thing in the past, it wasn't me. I don't think it'll go well for them, and then we'll hear the defense witnesses. So we will definitely finish Terry as well. What is Discord? Discord, Toxic Orchid has done a great job. She's got a Discord page, which is it's a website. How do you say it? It's like a meeting place focused on a certain topic. and it's managed, and it's organized into topics and areas, and so it's a place to chat. It's a place to get information. It's a place to share information. And Toxic Orchids Discord page is all about true crime, and it's got court dates, it's got history, it's got documents, tons of documents. Some of them that are really hard to get as well. Just some really good stuff. So if you need to do some research, you want to catch up on a court case. I'm not sure where our video feed went right there. No, it's back. Then that is a great place to go, and I appreciate her volunteering that for you guys. It's not my Discord. Don't think it's not mine. It's definitely Toxic's, and it's fantastic. It really is. It was around long before I started doing this. Does anyone remember what time on Daryl Brooks on Tuesday? I think it's going to be first thing in the morning. So we're going to be probably 9 or 10 in the morning. It is in Wisconsin. So it's probably going to be right after our morning meetup. Wind and steady rain here in Florida. Haven't lost internet or power. Good. Let's see. I think the platform, that's a good word. It's a chat platform. 8:30 for Brooks. That's about right.
David, he just fed past an elementary school with a whole bunch of people walking the street. Thankfully, he did not hit any of them.
This gets so dangerous at night in a car chase. Oh, man. Very 100% toxic and others. I think she's got some help over there. Have done a fantastic job putting that together. 2 Cents says, "Hey, I bought hot chocolate. That'll go great in the mug." 2 Cents, did you get one of the mugs, or do you have to use a knockoff mug? So he's backing up. This is a good time to pin him in if you can get him at a dead end.
Let's widen out just a little bit, Rob. See what's waiting for him as he comes out the other end of Alta Avenue. Nobody.
Nothing. They've backed off completely. So he thinks he's gotten away. A lot of times when they don't see police officers around, their speed will drop down because they think, "Hey, I lost him." But obviously, he's going to see the helicopter light, which is it's going to be a clue that he's not actually free. Okay, so he parks not very well, but he's another turnaround, 3-point turn. He's lost. He's outside of his home area.
Imagine them taking that tactic in this type of a situation. They have to swarm him. They have to swarm him and get him
It's crazy.
off the road at all costs. And by the way,
Willard Miller is after Jeremy.
they would not have that night
Toxic, you're talking about the Spanish teacher. I believe those are the names. Beautiful day in Utah, 36 degrees, t-shirt weather, shorts and flip-flops. Sounds great, Katrina. A little on the chilly side. Did you guys get dumped on with snow? I'm jealous. I miss the mountains. Alexis confesses that's how I park too. So now we know she's the one that takes up all 3 parking spaces when she parks. Lori sent a pic on Instant Messenger. Let me jump over there, see if I can find it. I've got so many social medias to follow that sometimes I'm a little delayed on getting to them. Let's see. It's funny. I got a. Do you guys know who Unilad is? They own the company called Lad Bible, and they're a company that posts a lot of social media videos. They reached out to me yesterday on Instagram and said, "Hey, came across your videos. We'd love to share them on our social media pages. I was wondering if I could be okay giving you full credit and tagging you in the post," which basically means we'll put your name on the screen and then we'll list it on our own social media page and we'll make money off of it and won't give any to you. And they're like, "Hey, would this be exciting? We'll have your name up. We'll put your name out for people." And I said, I appreciate it, but that doesn't pay my bills. So I look forward to talking to you about a real negotiation. Anyway, so we'll see. I have sold some social media or some videos before, and I know they make a lot of money off my awesome videos. Let's see. I was looking for an instant messenger. Facebook Instant Messenger, right? I went to Instagram. That's where I got distracted by the squirrel moment.
To predict where he's going to go, but at least they have the benefit of that helicopter calling out his location.
Just looking here. I'm not seeing it yet.
About 7 black and whites at the major intersection making a right turn on Norwalk, and there it is. Look at this. And now they're behind him. Hot pursuit again.
Cops are back. Okay, Lori. Oh, wait. Yes. I did get this one. Sorry, it was late last night. I gave you a thumbs up on it. That's why it didn't show up as new. Another painting, mountain scene from Colorado. I'll see if I can share this when we get a break here. But just an amazing picture. You guys are much better artists than I am. Toxic says, Amber Lucas is our document queen. She's the one that can hunt them down and find them. I think sometimes she actually has to pay for them, too. So she does a great job doing that. Miss Chris just got a picture of sleepy law junkie puppy. What a cute little dog. You guys are awesome. It takes me a little bit of work to transfer them over to my computer, but I'll try to do that maybe for Saturday's show. Seems like we have pickup owners drive. Seems like most pickup owners drive like this. Couldn't it catch on fire? Yes, it can. Cars are not meant to be driven the way most getaway drivers drive cars, especially when they're stuck and trying to get unstuck. That's very bad on a car. It's bad on the tires, bad on the transmission, and things get hot very fast under those high RPMs. And that's where you see, like with the van, with the flames underneath the car, the smoke coming from under the hood and everything. Let's see. What is GTA? Said Patty's home. Patty's GTA is Grand Theft Auto. It's not a game I recommend. It's basically it's a game targeting teens, where the goal of the game is to commit crimes and get away with it. And you get points or score points, or you just have a realistic type world where you run around and punch people and you run them over with your car and steal vehicles and more. I mean, if it's crime related, you do it in this game. And they've had multiple versions of the game, but GTA is all about that. There are actually some people who play GTA in like a role playing type scenario where they play the game, but they pretend they're cops. They actually behave. They walk the actual speed a player would walk. They drive the way a player would drive, and just act it out as sort of like a role play for video. It's sort of like a LARPing, live action role play, but it's on GTA. So it's interesting to watch some of those guys. But it's a very crass, rude, and highly offensive game for most people. But it very much resembles what you see on a high-speed chase. Is this real life right now? Sam Terry, this is from last night. This is from California. So it's about 12 hours ago. But yeah, this is real in California. Just heard about it this morning from some of the good folks out here in chat and said, hey, check this out. So we're playing that because we don't have court right now. There's not a case we're following right now. Toxic Orchid says, if anyone wants to boost the Discord, it would be great. It allows for more space and more things we can do. So what he's talking about, for those that are familiar or are not familiar with Discord, you can basically like gift a small financial gift to a page. And it allows them to have additional features on the page. It expands the storage space. It just ups the connection type thing. It makes it better. And Toxic's put a ton of work into this, and so if you can help her out, that would be amazing with just a gift of a boost in that area. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can follow Jared's case. That's let's see. Discord is free to join, but to get perks, etc., you need to boost the server monthly or yearly. Yeah, and the free is good, but there's a lot more you can do with a boosted Discord. Tampa Court's now in the Gulf of Mexico, says Joe Friday. Right, we've got a storm there, so they're not in session right now. So if you open to Discord, you can join any server and chat, right? It's like channels, and you can join and communicate and be in the room with people. Some of them you can do voice chats with people, share video links, share documents, and it's sort of like a very open format platform. So when you join a Discord page, make sure you read the rules at the top. I know Toxic's page has this as well, but it just says, hey, this is how we operate here. This is how we keep order. This is, what we allow and what we don't allow. So definitely you want to follow those rules and be respectful to the Discord manager. Almost hit 100. The guy is cruising. I don't see his headlights on. Do you see? He just doesn't. I'm not sure if he hit something and lost his headlights, but there's nothing showing there. Maybe it's his, not his truck. He doesn't know where the headlight switch is. Voice chat sounds fun. Yeah, if that becomes an option, Toxic, we might be able to let people to bring a voice chat into one of our live streams, because I could take that as an input and talk with everybody over that if we want to do a group discussion sometime. Hopefully it all stayed positive and followed the rules. So boosting its Discord server is similar to sending super chats, right? It is. It's a similar cost. I think it's a few bucks. Ben says, I texted you a pic of my mail. Let's take a look here. Aha. Thank you very much. I love it. It looks great. You went with the red mug, Vin. It looks fantastic. Appreciate your support there. Glad it arrived unbroken and ready for use. Yeah, this as far as Discord pages go, I can't say enough about Toxic's page. It is fantastically set up. There's so much information. The organization is easy to follow and learn. If you're into true crime and like digging into the data, right? Like digging into seeing what's coming up next, what's happened so far, where are we with different cases. It's like the Bible as far as true crime goes, and they keep it current, they keep it relevant. As things are done, they archive them off and make room. So obviously, a little bit of support or boost on that page would help them be able to have more information at the same time on the page. Joe Friday says, "Great question here, Joe. So had someone shot Brooks after realizing what he was doing, would that person be in jail now? Most likely not. If you've got somebody that is clearly attacking and hurting people, you can shoot in self-defense and defending other people as well. You want to be very confident that's what's happening. I mean, if you stumble across a movie scene that's being filmed and you don't see the cameras and it looks like a knife fight, you pull out your gun and shoot somebody, you'll be in jail for that. You can't just say, oh, I thought it was real. You'd still get nailed for that. So you've got to be confident in your defense there. But I think most states will let you defend someone if their life's in danger. Lori says, gotta wait until payday, then I promise I'll order a mug. Hey, Lori, that's great. If you want to, that's great. You do not have to order a mug, obviously. TW says, on the other hand, had Daryl Brooks taken advice from this guy, he would not be facing over 1,000 years. He would have avoided the parade route. Yeah, this guy is most of these getaway drivers here, these high-speed chase guys, they do not want traffic. They don't want anything in their way. That's why they do this. The cop said he was aiming for DB's shoulder. I think it was like a center mass type thing. He aimed for what he could see. He can make a left or a right. Oh, he's cutting that guy off, making a wild right turn there. And now southbound Azusa Avenue. This guy is insane. The last officer at the end of the parade did shoot at DB, right? He fired 3 shots, hit the vehicle with all 3 shots. He didn't know until like 2 days later. He wasn't sure if he had struck someone else, like a bystander, which is a risk when you're shooting at an event that has a lot of spectators like that. But he felt the need justified the use of force. And luckily, fortunately, no spectators were injured. All 3 bullets hit the car. This was a brand new truck he stole, had temp tags, landscaper's truck. Oh man, these guys work so hard. This is unbelievable. This guy could care less about the vehicle. He's just completely smashing it, damaging it. Not sure if insurance would cover it or something, but odds are somebody lost out a lot who was not in any way connected with this crime other than being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So traffic jam here, people parking in the street. A weed whacker.
It appears to be a gardening truck, guys. There is a lot of landscaping equipment in the
Yeah.
back of the back of that.
Okay, so those weed whackers, that's a few $100s as well that probably won't be recovered.
But in any event, that appeared to be a weed whacker that fell off there, and he's continuing at a high rate of speed, very dangerous.
He ran through the house and stole the keys directly off the kitchen table.
In this residential neighborhood,
Man, this
no problem.
guy had some nerve.
But he's trying to avoid them now.
Stephen Lee says, I only have one drink of whiskey from my little coffee cup, and when I order the bigger mug, I'll get to drink more whiskey. That's 15, 16 ounces of whiskey is quite a bit.
That appears to be paper plates that are flapping in the back there, so very likely
Yeah, the news reporter's just giving us the information you guys had already, that this was a landscaper's truck, basically brand new, and he's still ramming his way through traffic on it. Not the weed whacker. Yep, that was it. That was the weed whacker. Weed whacker lives matter. They do. Lori says, Abby, please post eBay info. Oh, the mug info? Oh, yeah. Abby, thank you very much for doing that, by the way. Abby's amazing at getting those things posted. She is a fantastic moderator. Deserves much more than she's getting paid. This guy has some brass ones. He does. Where are the cops? Did they back off again now that he's in a residential area?
If you live in this neighborhood or know anybody who lives in this neighborhood, you are urged to stay inside because this is a dangerous pursuit.
Those crosswalks look. Oh, those are speed bumps. That's what they are. He's flying down past speed bumps. There are pedestrians out. Man. Toxic said, we had to drop voice chat because of the space it uses, but would like to bring it back. Okay, so hopefully we can get you some boosts to be able to bring that back. That would be really cool. Waiting for him to get T-boned from running red lights. Right, and you know, that's a quick way to stop the chase, but you've got to realize there's somebody else in the other car that hits him. It's generally not a police officer that's able to do that. How does this guy get away from 8 cop cars 3 times? I don't know. You think that he really doesn't have the same limits we would have, where we see a cop car behind him, behind us, and we're like, oops, I got caught speeding, you know, game over. This guy's like, let the games begin. See, he doesn't like being stopped. Does not like being stopped at all. And just keeps running. This side of the truck looks in pretty good shape so far. I think the other side has been dinged up as he's run parallel to a couple cars and scraped him up. Vehicle insurance does cover theft of trucks and contents, but Crafty Cow, depending on the state they're in, the required coverage might just be liability, where it would cover the damage you do to somebody else. And a lot of times, you know, that's all people can afford, just the minimum required coverage to pay for someone else's damage, and they're left, you know, holding the bag. Oh my goodness! Oh, that was so close. Oh man! I have a feeling the truck owner will bring out the wood chipper to see this perp. Yeah, he's got some hard feelings. Okay, we've got police officers clearing intersections now. In some states, they have a new device that they've used. I think they use it in Arizona quite a bit, but they have a device that's mounted on the front of the police, the squad car, and it's basically like it's like a javelin, a spear. It's like a taser for a car, really, for lack of a better word. They've got a couple. One of them can shoot a GPS tracker into the car, and then they just can let them run because they can follow them on a map. And another one actually shocks the car and can override the vehicle's electrical system. by just zapping him like a taser. There's another one that I watched a test video of that was a really ingenious way to stop a police chase. But the front of the police vehicle has 2 bars that fold across the front, and they open up, and they have a net between them, like a high strength net web, and they just drive up, almost rear end the back of the vehicle, and that web gets caught on the back tires, wraps around the axle, and just locks up the axle. It does a lot of damage, but it does stop the car. Let me know when you want to organize a chat. Yeah, that would be good. The grappler, that was I think that's the term for it. If you can develop a good, reliable, safe way to stop high-speed chases, you might have a really viable business idea. If the truck owner has a GoFundMe to replace the truck and equipment, let me know. I'll donate. I don't know. They might have insurance. It might all be covered. But it's frustrating because, the time it takes to replace everything, that's time they can't get work done. And a small business owner knows that when no work is done, no bills are getting paid. Let's see. Florida has that one. Yes, they do. That shoots the net. The net is awesome. And some of them, they have similar devices for drones, for taking out rogue drones, where another drone can fly up and take the drone out of the air, as well as for electronic ways of doing that. That's of interest to me because I do fly drones. There's Sparks. Oh, man.
And it looked like he was trying to evade that deputy again. He was coming up right behind him, and he took that aggressive action, jumping the curb.
He's got no headlights on, which is a danger for 2 reasons. He can't see what's ahead of him very well, and other people can't see him coming. You look in the rearview mirror, and there's nothing. It's just darkness. And so if somebody's like crossing the road or thinking the road's safe, they might not see him at a crosswalk until it's too late, and he won't see them either.
Slows down at all, they will close that gap, but every time they do that, he just basically speeds up. It's exceptionally dangerous, but you know what? We've seen situations where desperate times call for desperate measures. I think the bigger factor is the fact that there's so many innocent people around him. If they have a straightaway, and obviously they can't do it at like 60 miles per hour, but it's a heavy truck, by the way, so it wouldn't be the easiest pit in the world. But in any event, he's threading the needle, 1 lane going, 1 lane coming, southbound Hacienda Road, cars pulling over, make room for him. But thankfully, in this situation, at least you have the lights and sirens from those deputies right behind him. So you have folks naturally pulling over because they hear the emergency sirens behind them. But this is a very narrow road here. Hacienda Road, as you mentioned, 1 lane going, 1 lane coming, and he's going around everybody over the double yellow lines just to get away from that deputy. Oof. It's a windy road. It's a windy road, and he's having trouble.
All right, I should have put that had a scam caller on. Maybe I'll start doing that. I get a lot of scam calls on my cell phone. They've got an interview with the work truck. I'd like to mess with scam callers a little bit. I'm not talking like businesses that are legitimately trying to do business, but those guys that pretend to be something they're not and tell you there's a problem and you have to pay to fix it. Anyway, maybe I'll bring on these scam calls because I get like 15 of them a day, even though I'm on the do not call list. Right. Can somebody let us know? Please tell us that nobody gets no pedestrians get struck here. There's no injuries that way. I don't want to show if it goes there. He is driving it like he stole it for sure. Toxic says 26 more members and bring it up to an even 100. That would be great.
trouble. He's off the road at a high rate of speed. He may spin out here.
He may blow a tire out.
All right, back on Hacienda Road. He's gonna, oh man, he just missed that one. Missed that car barely. It's a windy road.
I will say this: I don't think the driver is intoxicated. The precision of his driving is high enough that his skill level. I don't think he's impaired in any way, other than judgment. Obviously, he's severely lacking in that area, but he does have his headlights on too. I noticed that those came on now. 83 miles an hour. No pedestrians get hit. Okay, I can feel better knowing that that doesn't happen. Obviously, vehicles get hit, but vehicles are designed with safety measures in mind for accidents. So hopefully nobody gets hurt when the vehicles do get hit. But there are some hilarious YouTubers that mess with those scammers. Scammer Payback is a good one. I think Jim Brown is a tech guy that reverses connections and gets into their computer system instead. How much longer, says Pauline? Is this going to go on forever? I can check, but it might jump around a little bit on me. We've got a ways. That's our little how much longer button. Don't be shy to ask questions on the Discord. Where is this again, says Debbie? This is in California. What's the city here? If somebody can tell me. I think it's... Okay, dead end. This is where he should be caught. This is where the police should have a gun drawn, and right now they should start shooting. How do they not just block that road where they have those narrow points? How do they not just park their car there? Why do they pull forward and leave a gap? I mean, it's hard to guess what's going to happen, but these lights you see from the helicopter are so bright. Having been in the spotlight from a helicopter before, not in commission of any crime, but just as they were testing it and playing with some equipment, demonstrating it for us. They are so bright. It's like the sun. It's like a little mini sun up there in the sky. There's so many officers.
Look at this. He's going out of the neighborhood where there are about a half right through those deputies.
This is bizarre. I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit.
Unbelievable. There's about a dozen black and whites, a sea of orcas.
Orange County, California.
They just have no tools at their disposal at the moment to get him off the road. I can tell you that part of this is tactical protocol.
There are so many scams out there, Bella. That is one of them. I've gotten that one as well.
Treat this a little bit differently, but right now they are sticking with the book and basically just trying to. Okay, I'm just being.
This is actually a commercial for the truck.
Of ADWs, assault with a deadly weapon on a law enforcement officer, on top of all the other crimes that we.
Okay, so that's his prior assault with a deadly weapon. So they will not go easy on this guy.
Pulling in here, it's unbelievable.
Heather, because court's not in session today because of the storm in Florida, we thought we'd catch up on this little car chase that happened last night in Orange County, California. This is about 12 hours ago. It's a long one. I think we're on the third vehicle he's stolen or has tried to evade police with. The first one may have been his own vehicle, a black sedan. He then tried to get a pickup truck, couldn't get it. He took a work van, like a box van, and then after he drove that till he couldn't move it any further, he escaped from police there and was able to break into somebody's house, stole the key. Whoa! There's another weed eater falling off the side of the truck there. Anyway, he broke into somebody's house, stole the keys off the table, and went out and stole their brand new work truck. This is the landscape vehicle that he's now just destroying as he tries to escape. feel like I'm watching ESPN with that anchor narrative. Yeah, he's excited. He's excited. I mean, as far as a helicopter news guy goes, this is so much more exciting than describing traffic jams, which is what they typically get to do. So this is the eye in the sky version of a hurricane for a weatherman. This is his day, and that's where you hear that excitement. This is what he lives for. Whoa! So we might have lost a front tire.
We'll see what his treads look like, but he is. He's missing the tire again.
Yep.
He's missing the tire. Okay, so by the way, this is not the first.
Free weed eater. Yeah, there was one that was already dropped on the road that fell off, and now he's got another one that's just hanging on for dear life on that left side. You might see it banging around there.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way he's going to continue.
It may have fallen off already.
Especially at these speeds, and they're going to close in on him when he does. But again, there are so many innocent people in the immediate vicinity of this. If it ended right now and the vehicle was disabled,
right, his turning radius has increased greatly since he lost one of his front tires. Did lose the front tire, front driver's side. It is smoking. That's where we see the sparks from. Especially when he tries to hit the brakes, that just locks up and skids and throws sparks from the wheel. Stephen Lee says you can use FlightRadar24.com to track real-time police and news choppers and other flights. I have used that before. I love that app. How did he lose a tire? I think it was probably going up and over the curb to get around traffic. He did that pretty quickly and probably blew out the tire that way. I haven't seen any spike strips yet, Wooden Toad. Welcome back, Wooden Toad. I haven't seen you in a couple days. Good to have you here. They said they were on scene at Knott's Berry Farm for another altercation when this one started, so they had probably something else, and then this guy goes zipping by with his prior assault with a deadly weapon. Oh, look at those sparks.
There's about a dozen units behind him. We just saw another half dozen in front of him in the opposite lane. And now
let's see. Golden Mom says, can you put the Petito laundry case on the possibility list? Now, is that going to be the civil case against, or it's a criminal case against the parents?
But look at that. He's losing that rim.
He's going to need to stop and change a tire, which he'll probably be able to do with the way he's been able to get away previously from right in front of police officers. Let's see. This is nuts. It's unbelievable. There were 4 or 5 chases in Cali yesterday, so it was a slow day. Is that what you're saying, Terry? Just a couple. And Brooks is jealous in his jail cell right now. Oh man. But Abby already had her sandwich. Lunch comes early over in England, so sounds great. I don't see why the cops are making a big deal of him. He's just trying to bring cookies to his Nana's house. Right, really, that's tell it to the judge. That's what I'll say on that one. He better have a really good reason. Wooden Toad says, listening while making pies for Thanksgiving out of some local pumpkins. Love pumpkin pie. That is awesome. And I believe we do have a spoiler alert. He does get caught at the end. But this continues for some time. So as we just have this morning without trial, we're going to keep that going. While we talk about court and a couple other things. Roxanne says, I can't watch the Petito laundry case. I pray for the best for the Petito family. Yeah, that was rough. Where is this? This is in Orange County, California, Shane. Where else, right? The home of high-speed chases in the United States. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that. Yeah. Good morning, class. Howdy, y'all. Shane, good to have you here, by the way. Appreciate you coming back. So I'm the one that likes pumpkin pie. What do you mean the one? Are you the one that doesn't, Joe? I thought everyone likes pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie with a little bit of vanilla ice cream, like French vanilla ice cream on top, or even whipped topping. Oh, man. I tell you, the durability of this truck is quite impressive.
Look at this again, ramming into more cars and trucks.
Yeah, so now that front left tire is not even turning.
Unbelievable. Head on with another car.
And now the police rammed him. That car is totaled.
They rammed into him from behind, into a gas station, folks getting gas at the corner of Gale and Hacienda, into a gas pump, And now he's going to try and get out probably, but no, he's going to put it out in reverse. Back in reverse towards that deputy. Look at this.
That deputy should shoot.
They're shooting. They're shooting at him. They're shooting. We're going to widen out, and they are now firing into the cab of that pickup truck. Unbelievable.
I'm not seeing the shooting.
They are using force. Deadly force is being employed at this moment to try and stop this madness in the middle. They are stopped. They have stopped. The wheel is off. That front left wheel is off. Yep. Is it still going?
The tire's still spinning. I don't see shooting. I don't see shooting because the window, his driver's side window, is still intact, and that would have shattered.
Bullets flying through that truck, and now we'll see as they surround the vehicle. Multiple teams and K9 units already on the scene here, surrounding the vehicle.
They have the ability to fire. Yeah, that they have the ability to fire like a tear gas round into the vehicle.
Yes. Somebody's hurt. It looks like somebody. That's the driver. That's the driver. It looks like the driver of that car that he rammed head-on into. It looks like he's being arrested. He's being detained for some reason. Not sure what that's about, but we'll focus on the truck for now. We'll focus on the truck. Obviously, more to that story.
Yeah, what happened there?
Clearly, this ending in a crash with several vehicles, including that one right there.
He must have had a firearm. That guy must have jumped out of the car with a gun. Look at that smoke. That tire is flying. Yeah, you can see the left tire spinning a little bit. He's up. He's sort of high-centered on that police car. He's still trying to get away.
Something just went through that driver's side window.
If he managed to get off the front end of this police car and those wheels catch, he's aimed straight at the gas pump. Okay, so that bullet hole, that large hole, that's going to be tear gas. Like slugs.
Right through that driver's side window, most likely putting an end to this.
So those might have been beanbags. More likely deadly force at this point. But you told me that wasn't how it ended. Is this how it ends?
Yeah, this has come to an end, guys. I hate to tell you, but I'm happy to say that this has come to an end. But obviously, a treacherous and deadly situation potentially for.
Looks like the officer on the far left has a less than lethal firearm, which is probably the tear gas. I think he's trying to shoot that. I don't think all the pistols have opened fire like live ammunition. I don't think that's happened yet. Maybe possibly. It looks like the back driver's side window has a couple smaller holes in it. Those could be actual bullet holes, but those big holes are like a tear gas grenade or beanbag, possibly. So you're saying this is not the end? He got away before.
A whole bunch. There's smaller rounds in the rear window, large shotgun shells through the front window. It's just a wait-and-see game at this point. They are eventually, obviously, treating this with kid glove care, but obviously they have to take their time before just approaching the vehicle.
So this is the end.
It's
on fire.
The vehicle's on fire, and that's going to require the fire department.
So now they can't get close.
Absolutely.
Can somebody tell me, did the driver survive this incident? Yeah, that rear back window has been shot out. Did his jury also become the executioner in this case?
I think that last officer tried to ram into him intentionally, but then he put it in reverse and rammed right back into him. There were multiple. I mean, if you ask how many black and whites have been hit, I've lost count.
Okay, look at these guys. They're literally approaching a dangerous situation to save the guy's life because of the fire, right?
At the end of that pursuit, before that major intersection, there was one Jeep, a white.
Yes, he lives.
Soft top that he got wiped out completely. I hope he's okay. They're gonna have to check on him.
They're gonna, yeah. Those are quite a few bullet holes in that car. That car's toast. It's Swiss cheese. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy who owns the truck. Eastwood would already drug him out. Looks like 3 bullet holes in the rear window. Yeah, they were not messing around, and they aren't now. If he comes out with any sort of weapon or threat, it's the end for him. Dude's just going to wait in the car and hedge his bets. Is there a description of the driver? We saw him briefly, but it was dark, so it wasn't the best shot. He's probably in court today. AM Landscaping, give the dude some business. Yeah, give him a new truck, somebody who can afford to replace that for him. He's going to need it.
What his condition is inside that vehicle, but they have reason to believe he is armed inside that vehicle.
Probably for the prior convictions, yeah.
They are aware of a weapon potentially.
They're using a grocery cart as cover. Where was that?
The whole truck has been a weapon.
It looked like they had a. It looked like it was a shield, like a riot shield. I didn't see a grocery cart.
But in any event, they're going to try and get clear eyes on him before opening that car. Again, this could take a lot of time. This could turn into an extended standoff potentially, unless they decide that. Okay,
we might have to skip ahead if we're just going to sit here and watch the car smolder for a little while. Can anyone tell me without me skipping ahead, because I know I'll miss all the action and jump straight to the wrap up. Are we close?
Oh, what? Oh.
It looks like it goes on for about a few more minutes. We've got 1 hour 16 minutes into it. It goes for 1:40. Amber Lucas doing the homework on this one. Amber is the document queen, right? Currently booked in Los Angeles or LAS Sheriff's Department, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, Norwalk Station. Is there a mugshot, Amber? They're going to stack up and grab him. So they're assembling their crew to approach. They will have the cover. The front guy's going to be carrying the shield. Everyone else will be in they call it a stack like that when they're lined up like that, all between the shield and keeping the shield between them and the suspect. But the reporter does sound excited. Yeah, this is his day. Watch till the end. They're saying, is there more? I would have said to the helicopter guy, can you give us a moment? Then the camera comes back on. The driver's being hauled off in an ambulance. Right, straight out of the Terry case. I caught that, Army Mom. That is funny. Not to spoil, but he's pulled out and can walk too, so not dead. Okay, well, that's good to know. I don't like the useless taking of life, although I think that might have been justified had he died in this scenario. But it's on the right side of the screen near the station sign. What is it? What is it we're talking about? What's on the right hand? What was my question? I've already forgotten what I asked, Laura. I apologize. The wait a while, you can go to the end. Any update why guy was arrested from car he hit? Bella, maybe Amber would be able to help us. A gurney is involved, so he's probably injured for sure. Amber, do you know if we can find out what happens with the guy that they arrested that was hit in this incident? Yes, this is the same. This is the same guy from the white van. It's the same guy from the black car. This was vehicle number 3, almost 4, because he tried to steal a black pickup truck in there as well. Does the gurney go to a hearse, says Army Mom? Unfortunately, no. Probably got medical treatment and then released to jail. 3 holes in front had to have done some real damage. I believe so. Could have been beanbag rounds. They're definitely fired from a shotgun. Maybe a slug. At least put it on 2 times fast. I can try, but I'm using this through an Apple TV. That's how I'm getting this feed, and it's a little bit tricky. So let's see what I can do here. Okay. Settings, speed, 2 times. There we go. Okay, so holy cow, that was a lot of police officers there when it zoomed out. Let me see if I can back up just briefly and play again. A little further than that. Okay. And when they zoom out here, take a look at the number of police cars that are out there behind it. It is, the whole force is there. Everybody on duty. Started in Fullerton, California. Check out this. Look on the right side. Look at all those cars. Oh my goodness. As far as you can see, every car has got, red and blues on the top. Detective Toxic is very good at researching stuff, so maybe we'll assign Toxic to take a look at that if she has time. All I can think of right now is Brooks and his mom whining about why the cops didn't shoot out the tires. Clearly, that won't stop anyone. Yeah, we remember that testimony. It's like, why didn't you just shoot out the tires? Wouldn't that stop the vehicle? Nope. This is why. Yeah, so they're going to see if they can get him out. Now, if he's disabled in some way because of the injury, this is just going to get really uncomfortable for him as the pepper spray or the OC spray or OC gas fills that truck compartment. But, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and I think this guy's about to get what he deserves. Tag, how are you feeling today? Leanna is asking. Hopefully you're doing well. The whole police department did show up for this guy. Well, he sure gave him time. He drove around for about an hour. Here comes the stack right here. You see the two shields up front. They've got that little charge up there in front. They're going to try to break out the window with the ram so they can see inside there. They're getting a better look. And they can see that he's in bad shape. Will they drag him out through the window? They want to keep his hands safe. It looks like they are opening the door. Okay, that was nice of them to not drag him through that window. But there he is. Is that a Cowboys shirt he has on? What? I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I mean, this is just. He's on his feet. He's walking, and he's going straight to the. Well, they're searching him first, and they'll put him in the car. Let's see if they bring a gurney over. See if he's been shot. They'll probably just discover if he's been shot while they're searching him because there will be blood. But what a nutter! What a crazy guy! Wow. He walks away. That is crazy. That was a huge response. Huge response. But the fact that he was ramming police officers, that tends to really escalate it in the response. Police like to defend, their own. There's a blue line you don't cross for them. And when this guy has already got a prior with assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, they weren't joking around. Weather Watch says, Recovery Addict. CBS News reported that one bystander was injured during the standoff and detained for refusing to get out of the line of fire. So that could be the guy we saw that was pulled away out of the car. I wonder if that charge will probably be dropped. I doubt that they'll really prosecute that. It just doesn't. That's not why they're there, right? It's not just he wasn't really causing a problem. He was just in the car, and they told him to leave, and he's like, "I'm not moving. I'm scared." Right? They drag him off in handcuffs instead. Won't be surprised if Cali lets this guy go out on bail. Who was it that said he'll be in court today? Is he going to make is there an arraignment today? Yeah, all these cops go home. The wife says, "Hey, how was your day?" It's like, "Well, it was good. You see me on the news." He's fighting the cops right now. Is he struggling with? Oh, yeah. He does not want to go willingly. Here comes the fire department. They're going to check him out. So here's the medics. He will be placed into an ambulance with an escort. Just a guess, but are we looking at the van that you're looking at, the white van? Oh, yeah. Yep. Over and over again. Nuts. Fire department stages on an event like this. They call it staging when they sit close by, but they're not armed. They're not able to move into a tough situation like that and just go to work when there's a danger on the scene. So they'll stage nearby, and then when the scene's clear, they'll be released. They'll say, "Hey, scene's clear, you can roll in," and the fire department shows up. But yeah, they had him trapped, and he was not. Multiple jurisdictions showed up for sure. Ramming multiple police, yes. Terry says he was released. Terry, are you talking about the second guy?
I'm sorry, David, you talking to me?
Or I doubt they'd release this guy already, right? Randy, you don't get it. He's like, well, this is we're used to this. This is what happens. You get somebody who doesn't want to get a speeding ticket or doesn't want to go to jail for a warrant that's out in their name or something. Doesn't want to face the music, and so they decide that it's time to it's time to to go on the run and just chance it, see if they can get away. Daryl Brooks' cousin, not really, but they may prosecute just to let the public know they should not do that. Speaking about the guy who was pulled out of the car, possible. He probably isn't severely injured, especially if he's booked in jail. When someone is arrested, if they are injured, they have to take him to get treatment. They can't just leave him locked up bleeding in a jail cell. If he were to die from injuries when the police are when he is in custody, they're responsible for his life and health. So they have to get him treatment. Of course, they'll do it under guard, but as soon as he's able, to be released from immediate treatment, then he goes back to the jail. So if he's in the jail cell, it's probably not a very serious injury. It could be a non-life-threatening bullet hole though. Got a hole poked in him. Maybe the bystander wanted to get the guy who's hit his car. Right. Hey, Jennifer, do you remember the chase where somebody stole a truck or something and the owner of the truck hopped in another vehicle and hunted him down? Do you remember that one? I'll have to find that. That was unbelievable. Yep, chipmunks. That's the way we watch high-speed chases, especially if there's a long delay. Put him in the car with a canine. Who said that? Who said that? Put him in the car with the canine. Patty. Oh, yeah. You'd be a chew toy. Where's he going to go? Yeah, you think he can get away, but you can't, especially when the helicopter's there. The number of people who get away when a helicopter's on you is very, very low. It happens, but the odds are not in your favor. Yeah, he's gonna get some treatment and then get treated the way he deserves. According to police records, Johnny Anchondo was previously charged with multiple felonies. He was arrested in November 2020, December 2020, January 2021, February 2021, just in Los Angeles County. So this is the name they've released. That's Johnny Weather Watch. You've had some good details, so I'm trusting that's accurate. Toxic. Sorry you missed the end. I think they got him. Spoiler alert. Tag. Leanna, Ryan Hall says most of us are going to see some cold days this weekend, maybe even snow for okay. Oklahoma, yet I watched Ryan Hall's video last night. For those that don't know, Ryan Hall is the owner of the Ryan Hall Y'all channel. He is a weatherman who converted to be a YouTube weatherman. And he brings all the extreme weather to the front door or to our living room over YouTube, and he does it live. So anytime there's a big storm brewing, a hurricane hitting, something like that, he brings us live updates and using all his skills and knowledge and extensive technical abilities, he gives us a front row seat to storms. He's very entertaining to watch. He does have a little bit of an accent, which is why he has the Ryan Hall Y'all. It's a southern drawl there. And he has connections with storm chasers who are equipped with live streaming cameras in their vehicles. So he doesn't just tell you about the storm and show you a satellite image or a computer generated model. You get a view on the ground of what's happening. As the tornadoes are forming, as the lightning or the storm's approaching. It's really good quality coverage, done on a personal level instead of like a corporate level. Let's see. But yeah, he did say that these two weather systems, the one that's coming over the Rockies right now, is going to meet up with the storm that's in Nicole, that's in Florida right now. And as they meet up and push their way out and up to the northeast, it's going to bring in a ton of cold weather that will probably be with us for a couple weeks. You know what really helps when you're nervous about your warrant? Add in another 50 charges. Yeah, really. Just stack that on. That'll help for sure. The judge is going to be looking at him to be like, what were you thinking? Like, honestly, what went through your head where you thought this was a good outcome? He was like, hey, I'll chance it with, endangering all these people's lives. A few grand theft auto charges, that'll make this little, bench warrant better. You've been assigned with a new assignment, Detective. Toxic, did you see that charge? What was the assignment, Toxic? I didn't see what that was. Let's see. Recovery. Where I am, we don't have that. It's new to me. Yeah, it's unique. It's really unique. I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing here, but we have a severe lack of respect for the law in some areas, and California seems to have a high percentage of people with that feeling. So I'm sitting here saying this is crazy. It is. Was mace used? Possibly. Somebody might be able to find the data on that. I think those 3 rounds through the driver's side window with a shotgun, those were probably less than lethal. But because if that was lethal force, they would be scraping out of the car still. A shotgun can do a lot of damage with a slug like that. Leanna says, I lived in Cleveland, Chicago, Buffalo. I could do without snow and cold. Yeah, those are cold cities in the wintertime. Tag needs some clarification on his homework or her homework assignment. Tag. Toxic needs clarification on homework assignment. I didn't issue it, Toxic, so I'm not sure what it is. What is the punishment for this kind of thing? Randy, it's going to depend a lot on his priors. Sometimes they have like a 3 strikes you're out type thing, where it sounds like he does have priors, so it could be a lot more than if this was a first offense. And granted, it's hard to see that an hour of crashing into vehicles and stealing cars is a first offense, but it sort of gets treated that way by the court if you don't have a prior record. It's all just one big offense, a bad one, but it might be treated a lot differently than if you have, several other assaults and things on your record. He'll spend some years locked up, I think. Ryan Hall, y'all, is the man. That coming from Weather Watch, who knows? That's a vote of confidence right there. Grand theft can get 5 years out and in 18 months, but grand theft can get 5 years out in 18 months. But this is Cali, so they'll probably give him a medal. Stephen, there have been some courts that really handle crime a little differently than other parts of the country there. Weatherwatch, does Scott have an email for us to send info and reach out? Weatherwatch, I do. You can either go on my channel here on YouTube and look at my info. There's an email, a Gmail account that you can email out to me there. You can also reach me on any of the social medias, as well as we have the burner phone, the Recovery Addict Hotline burner phone, where you can either send a message, you can send a text to that. You can call and leave a voice message if you like. There are several ways to reach me. Let's see. Yes, Abby, that's my Gmail. Go ahead and sign me up for only good stuff. I think there's no space there. MD Recovery Addict. If let me just highlight this here. No space in MD Recovery Addict for my email. But yeah, I do check that once a year, whether I need to or not. So feel free to send me something. To get Recovery Addict's attention, use @ in his name, no space. That's how it makes it look orange like this on the screen as you see it on there. And I'll try to read those off. 2 Cents says, hey, Recovery Addict, I'll take 10 degrees Fahrenheit as long as my house is still standing. I love the cold. I'm an ice fisherman. I love the cold. At least I did before I moved to North Carolina. Yesterday, it was a nice, I think it was like 63 degrees in my house, and I was hypothermic. So I might have lost my ability to tolerate cold weather. What's the Facebook? The Facebook is the Meta. Golden Mom, you asking about my Facebook channel? I think if you go to my YouTube homepage, my channel name, if you look on the homepage, it's got like the big header that has the picture of the fall trees. In the bottom right-hand corner, there should be links to all my social medias there. Hopefully, I've got them all up there, but those are links to pretty much everything I've got up there. And if you can find me on one social media, a lot of them point to the others as well. It's pretty nice in Western Massachusetts right now. Randy, it's probably going to get colder here soon, probably within the next week. You might have a change in weather. Now I am acclimated to the Carolinian weather. Roxanne, you're correct. And I'm wearing shorts. I wear shorts almost year-round. I would show you, but that's not what you're here to see. But I wear shorts almost year-round here in North Carolina because the weather is beautiful. It is amazing. Alexis does not like the cold. Says, no, I could care less if I never see snow again. I'm meant to be somewhere tropical. Yeah, give me palm trees, the beach, and the sun. I love that as well. But there's a place in my heart for ice as well. John Lucas says, back to courts. Terry is so guilty. John, this is bizarre. Watching that case and looking at all the evidence, especially knowing that we're going to get on Monday, we're going to have the prior acts introduced, which his attorney fought so hard. I was so impressed with how well she fought, and didn't even give up until the judge finally just had to say, look, I've ruled. It's final. I'm not changing my mind. She really fought so hard to not have it brought in. Because it is so damaging. It's so damaging that the jury gets to hear that, the last girlfriend was attacked with a knife. But Monday we're going to hear that. We're going to hear a little bit more testimony. We've already had all the boring. I think we've had all the boring stuff with the police crime scene markers and everything identified with each drop of blood. Thank you for posting that, Abby. That is where you can find me on Facebook. I don't do a lot on there. I'll have to do more, but John Lucas, getting back to Terry, yeah, he looks very guilty right now based on the evidence that's been presented, and he will look a lot more guilty after Monday. And then right after we get these two witnesses for the state where they basically describe his prior convictions, not just accusations, not arrests, but a prior conviction for stabbing his girlfriend, then they turn it over to the state, and the state gets to immediately start with their opening statement and say, hey, here's why he's not guilty. Forget the part about him stabbing his last girlfriend. That was then. This is now. He's a changed man. The 5 months he's been out of jail, really changed him, and he really didn't do this. There were 4 other people who did it that nobody saw, and there's no evidence of. That I think that's going to be their defense. They do have some witnesses to call as well, but I don't think you will have him up on the stand. But I didn't think that about Dean either, and Dean was phenomenal on the stand. So anyway, that's where we are. We don't get Terry back until Monday because of the holiday tomorrow. See, Jennifer Hodge says, Recovery Addict, we just had some negative 27 degrees centigrade and a huge dump of snow, Alberta, Canada. So, Jennifer, I didn't pay enough attention in school when they taught me how to convert centigrade to Celsius, so I'm going to do something really embarrassing here. Hey, Siri, convert negative 27 centigrade to... Hey, Siri, convert number... This is getting more and more embarrassing. Hey, Siri, convert negative 27 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
That would be negative 16.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Negative 16 Fahrenheit. Just did the math. That's cold, Jennifer. That's really cold. Yeah, blood freezes at that temperature. Please be safe. Very cold. Terry's facial expressions creep me out. Yeah, and... Joellen, what about his emotion that he's showing? He's wiping his tears and stuff. Are you buying that, or do you think the jury's buying that? Tree Cycled, welcome. Glad to have you here. Enjoy your content. Love how you get to see the emotions in Terry. Glad he let it in the prior. Yeah, I think that will make a huge difference, as Ann says here. It is Florida jury. I'm not sure if they're going to go with the death penalty though, even with the prior. I mean, there's enough people in this country that are starting to change their mind about death penalty, whether it's the cost incurred or just on moral grounds. It's hard to find a jury that will unanimously give the death penalty. Lori sent a pic of the map of the storm as it is right now. I will have to look at that. Lori, which channel did you send that to? Was that... Not seeing it on the burner phone, so I'll have to check the other social medias. Is it possible they could rule not guilty because the weapon was never found and because nobody saw him do it and no camera footage? Ginger, that is a problem that they don't have the weapon, but that's why they spent so much time focusing on the knives in the kitchen, the missing knife, how the wounds were on her body, the knife cuts on the hands, things like that. So yeah, it sure would be a lot better if they had a weapon. But they can get a conviction without it. The fact that nobody saw him and there's no camera footage, also it makes it harder, but not impossible. They've done a good job, and the blood is really telling the story in this case. The location of the blood, he couldn't stop himself bleeding. Obviously, we think he stabbed himself, but once he'd done that, He couldn't stop that bleeding, and he couldn't run from that. It just dripped everywhere he went, and that's how they found him. 0 degrees Celsius is freezing. That's below that. Yes, thank you. I know I'm behind on the chat. You were probably clarifying that before I had to ask Siri. Terry only had emotion for himself. A lot of people felt that, Katrina. Randy says probably not on the death penalty. AJ got here. Good morning. Hope you're feeling good, AJ. Are you doing better? I think you mentioned you weren't feeling too good the other day. Shane O'Neill, I'm not far from Greenville, North Carolina. It's the same city that Mr. Beast lives in. If you have kids who watch YouTube, they'll know who Mr. Beast is. I think he's the biggest YouTuber on YouTube. Let's see. Shelley doesn't believe the emotions either. He should be crying to what he did to that poor woman. Right. He definitely had the appearance that watching those pictures were hard for one reason or another. But okay. If we get snow in the UK, the country just grinds to a halt. You know, some areas just don't have the means to remove snow. When I lived out west, 6 to 8 inches of snow means that school was delayed for, half-hour late start type thing. And now here in North Carolina, they say, hey, we're going to get half an inch of snow. And the day before, they'll cancel school. They say no school tomorrow, and it's just different. It's the weather, the way that the snow falls is different. The way the roads ice over is different. And the means of handling that sort of conditions is different. So it's funny. Also, if there's a snowstorm in North Carolina, I think a couple of you can attest to this. If they predict snow and you need groceries, you go immediately to the store because they will sell out of everything you need before a snowstorm that will last for a day, and then it will melt the next day. But it's almost like hurricane prep. It's the most crazy thing. It doesn't seem like anything's death penalty after Parkland. Yeah, Randy, you're absolutely right. And some of the families brought that up in the family statements at Parkland. They're saying, if not now, when? Why would he even have the death penalty if shooting 17 people and premeditated, at a school, kids, teachers, if not then, when? So you've got a point there. A lot of people are thinking that same thing. But it's hard to get a unanimous decision. It's required in Florida for unanimous. Maybe if they went back, if they reversed the law back to how it was, where they had a majority rule on death penalty, maybe they could get some of those. But I just don't see it happening. Okay, I'm way behind on the chat, and you guys are doing a great job using my name, flagging me and everything. So let's see, where I am in Scotland, 15:59, nice day. Yeah, that's not bad. That's cool weather. Great for a walkabout. Don't fall for the something, as I did not fall for Brooke's creepiness. Yeah, I think it's an act, Joe Allen. Both Daryl and Terry are psychopaths. They definitely have some things in common. Roxanne corrected me. No, PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber, but Mr. Beast is closing in. I think he will overtake him. PewDiePie is larger. I forgot about that. But I think they're definitely 1 and 2. Let's see. Abby says that's how it is here too. Or Laura says to Abby, that's how it is here too. 7 flakes and the world stops. That's how it is in Oklahoma. The Netherlands celebrate snow. They have festivals in 6 feet deep, all bundled up. Right. I've seen pictures of Nordic countries as well, where just massive amounts of snow. You tunnel out of your house, and it's just normal. Milk and bread are gone. Right. Hurricanes, snowstorms, those two are gone. And I hear beer. There's a run on beer too. Toilet paper, water, all of those. Those are hot commodities anytime there's a forecasted storm here. Going back to the court case, Ann says Terry is controlling and jealous that owns way too many knives. Correct. Hurricane prep for half an inch of snow, bread, milk, etc. Yep, that's how it works. AJ, well, yeah, we've got the mentally ill argument. Although that wasn't their defense. I don't think well, let me put it this way. Let me correct myself. The mitigating circumstances, I think, were what protected him from the death penalty. And some of those involved how he was raised and even his health, regarding how his mother used drugs while she was pregnant. Charlie Peterson says, recovery addict, have you watched the YouTube channel Audit the Audit, where people stand up to bad cops? It's cathartic in a way. Charlie, I have watched Audit the Audit. I think a lot of those come from Florida, where they have laws. A lot of the videos I've watched with the gentleman on the camera, he carries like a GoPro camera and films himself carrying a gun in an area that a lot of people might be surprised that someone is carrying a gun. The way he does it, he knows the law. He knows that in Florida it's legal to carry open carry and like a sporting rifle, like the kind that was used in the Dean Cummings case. It's legal to carry one of those if you're headed to or returning from fishing. And so he's carrying his fishing pole. He's walking, a mile down the beach to where he's going to fish, and he's carrying this gun. Letter of the law, legal. And a lot of the police interactions are they try to stop him and say, hey, what's going on? People are worried. But the way the law's written right now, it is safe. I'm not a big fan of that. I believe in exercising rights, and so it's one of these gray areas, not where legality is concerned. I believe if Florida has a problem with that, they should change their law. But I'm not a big fan of intentionally doing that, knowing it's going to cause distress for some people. And really, that's their problem. And I don't know, Charlie, I stand with you on a lot of issues when it comes to firearms and Second Amendment, but I'm not a big fan of, I wouldn't do that. I guess I could say I wouldn't be the audit guy. Matthew Terry case, J Kid, welcome. Matthew Terry case has been so interesting. Yes, and it's going to get better once we hear what the defense actually says the story is. They really have not questioned a lot of the facts from the experts and things like that. Bella says, anyone know how to speed up videos like Scott did for the car chase? Bella, if you go to the settings button on YouTube, you can change the playback speed. And basically it just speeds up time. Lori says, resent it on the burner phone. Okay, I'll check for that, Lori. Sent an image, got it. Taking a look at that storm. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a big storm. I mean, it's spread out. I realize it's not really high winds, but there's a lot of moisture, and it covers a huge area. I'll see if I can share this here. Let me get rid of this one, bring in this one. So here's Lori's picture of the storm as it is right now in Florida. Take that video there. And clear that out. That's a big storm. It looks like it's centered just north of Tampa. And we're starting to get just the outer bands all the way up here along the coast, all the way up to my area soon. So we'll probably get some breeze and some moisture as it just pushes up in the next couple days. But yeah, that's crazy. Why is it not switching? There we go. Okay. Anyone heard any more about Yellow Shirt Girl? Debbie, why does that ring a bell and I can't think of it? My brain is not connecting Yellow Shirt Girl right now. Who was that, Debbie? Randy, enjoy your walk. Are there any courts on today, Veterans Day? There are some courts, but they're smaller courts. This isn't Veterans Day. Veterans Day is tomorrow. Let me show you one of the courts we were watching. This right here is Judge Jeffrey Middleton doing his arraignments, and he live streams on Zoom. He himself, he's got a channel. He's got like 33,000 followers, okay, that follow him. He's got long white hair that he wears back in a ponytail most days. And he deals with a lot of, traffic problems, small misdemeanor issues that are really fun. So we'll keep him on in the background, let him talk a little bit. Let's see, what channel is that? That's coming in on 6. Okay, I'm turn him down just a tiny bit. So yeah, we have that, but we don't have a lot of big cases other than Pike County, the murders, those two families that went to war, so to speak. One family slaughtered the other one in their sleep. 8 people killed over custody of a child that was shared between 2 members of the 2 different families. Debbie says, I don't care for Audit the Audit. I've gone into that a little bit. I do think that rights need to be exercised or they're lost, but I think they can be exercised differently, without doing what some of the gun guys do. Charlie says the ones I saw included a pastor being arrested for watering his flowers while they were out of town, not gun stuff. Right, those ones, those are bizarre. I think some of those situations need a lot of publicity, where officers are just bad officers, really, and I think they're the minority. I don't think that most police officers are bad, but there are some that just really shouldn't be on the force. Parkland yellow shirt girl. Okay, that's where she was. I think we have video of her. I don't know if she's spoken to the press since that time. Does anyone know if the girl in the Parkland victim impact statements shared anything with the press?
Morning, let's talk about William Randall.
Let's see, that she was Joaquim's girlfriend, I think, or sister. I don't know. There was a connection there.
1740. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what the judge is doing here.
You were charged with a bunch of stuff. It's alleged on June 6th of 2021, you were driving with a suspended license as a second offense, which is a
Uh-oh.
1-year misdemeanor. You were driving without insurance as a 1-year misdemeanor. Failed to stop after collision and failed to report an accident. Luke Nossinger is here with you as your attorney. This case certainly had some ups and downs.
This is more serious than just a traffic infraction.
Defendant pled guilty to failed to stop after collision.
Paul,
failed
this
to
is
stop after accident.
this is Jeffrey Middleton. You see in the bottom left-hand corner.
Was dismissed.
If you look for Judge Jeffrey Middleton on YouTube, this is his channel. He pretty much every day court's in session. He airs what he can. Sometimes he has to shut it down for some things, but it's great. And he had some people who connect through Zoom as well.
All the other stuff, I didn't get a chance to take a look at this again.
Let's see. Oh, you found it. Good job. Katrina says, Utah, USA to Shane. What was Shane asking? Okay, everyone, say where you live. I'm in Ireland. I'm in North Carolina, and we have people from all over the place. Leanna is in Tennessee. Victoria Gonzalez. Thank you, John Lucas. This is Yellow Shirt Girl, and she was amazing and eloquent.
Failed to stop after collision, failed to report an accident. TWLS and no insurance were dismissed.
So thank you for putting that up there.
Now, I gave you a PER bond of $200. I wanted some more information. Deborah
Michigan,
Davis is
New
here on
York,
behalf of the
Ann's in
prosecutor.
Florida. AJ's up in Seattle.
What would you like me to know?
Weather Watch in
Just a couple
Texas.
things, Judge. There's a pretty significant amount of jail credit, and my notes indicated court was interested in the restitution, which was simply a printout of a Kelly Blue Book. Estimated value.
Kelly Blue
I don't think we dispute that the vehicle was heavily damaged, may have even sustained some damage to the frame of the vehicle. Reviewed the photos. Question is the amount of restitution that would be appropriate. All that is known and all that we have available is a Kelly Blue Book.
We're having an
printout,
internet
which,
feed issue here.
whoever submitted it indicated that the Blazer was in very good condition while it was damaged. At the scene, the police officers interviewed Ms. Kovacs. She provided a proof of insurance.
Shane, you're right. There
That was valid.
are people from all
I don't
over.
know if it has-
So it's a little fun court here. Well, Mama, I think I'm gonna reach out to you a little bit regarding our previous conversation,
So there's a couple things that we don't
and
know.
hoodies, seeing if that might be an option.
Court to assess restitution
Anyway,
difficult.
I think we're good, guys. We're gonna have a little bit of a down day. We've been here a little longer. I thought it was only gonna be an hour, but we got watching that car chase and got a little carried away. So I think we're good for today. We get a little bit of a break. If you haven't checked out Toxic Orchids Discord, please go to her Discord if you got that. It's worth figuring out Discord to see all the stuff they've got there. Abby says, I have a question. A hung jury. How many people does it take to make a hung jury? Well, Abby, a hung jury is when the jury can't come to a conclusion unanimously, where there's one or more people who decide opposite what the majority decides. That's a hung jury. So it only takes one. And that's all it would take to prevent a conviction or to prevent the death penalty, is one person saying, nope, I can't get that to that point. And they can try to argue back and forth, and they're instructed to be open-minded and be willing to change their opinion if presented with facts. But if they have a strongly held belief, they're also instructed not to give it up just because everyone else is telling them to give it up. So Roxanne says, Shane, I guess you could describe Mr. Beast as North Carolina's Captain Jack. Mr. Beast is an amazing guy. Really, he was in the right place at the right time. He started off on YouTube showing computer games. He was playing a game called Minecraft, which a lot of kids nowadays play, which is just a little blocky character, free open world. You dig and build and create stuff. And he started doing that. And then he started doing some bizarre videos where he'd come up with these crazy ideas. Say, I'm going to count to 10,000 live on a live stream. And so there's him on video counting 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10,000. And it was weird enough that people are like, hey, this is weird. Check out this kid. And as that grew, he monetized his channel fairly early on. And being early on in the YouTube days and being monetized, there's some good money to be made there. And so as the money came in, instead of just, buying a Ferrari or buying a bigger house, he says, I'm going to take all the money I earn, I'm going to dump it back in my channel to do crazier things every time, and so now he's to the point where he's buying warehouses and building sets that match movie sets to reenact a scene with, 100 random subscribers, and the winner gets to keep $500,000 cash or a Ferrari or a Tesla. He does things where he'll order pizza, and when the pizza guy arrives, he'll tip him and say, here's your tip. Here's the key to the house. It's yours. Congratulations. Last Halloween, he was giving away $10,000 cash at the door to kids instead of candy. And one of the kids was like, I don't want this wad of paper. I see you got a candy bar there. I'll trade you. But he's a little bit different. He's a little bit crazy, but he does a lot of good, especially in the community here. That you see him. He's famous for the big stuff he does, but he does a ton of good. He has a huge amount of charity work he does, as far as feeding people. He's got warehouses that do that support food pantries all over the region. Gives a ton back. So he's just he's an awesome guy. He gives away a Ferrari. He does things like, hey, he gets a bunch of people together and says, all you put your right hand on the boat or this car, this Ferrari, this Tesla, last person to take your hand off gets to keep it. But so it's cool. It is fun to watch some of his stuff. It's a little bit different, but you can't fault him for that. He's done good things with the fame that came to him. Let's see. Brooks' invitation list will be out tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to be made public, TW. With it being Veterans Day, I just can't see Judge Darrow holding court. But these will be the people you do not invite for Thanksgiving, just for the record. It may be a blank sheet. I wonder if he's going to pull a stunt. I mean, if he calls around and all his people just ghost him and he gets nobody, I don't think he's going to go to court and say, I called everybody, but no one would answer my phone. They're all busy. I think he'll have some other reason. He'll pull a stunt to be like, I refuse to participate. You still haven't declared subject matter jurisdiction, and the judge is going to have to say, okay, we're trying to move forward, so I'm ruling that you're waiving your right to have these statements. I think that's more likely than Brooks standing up in court saying, no one will speak for me. Mr. Beast loves Mr. Beast. Kid cancer survivor. Roxanne, that's awesome. He is amazing. Down to earth guy, still lives in a regular house. Just he's got millions and millions coming in from his YouTube channel, and just really stays down to earth. Aside from the fact that he makes bizarre and very expensive videos. His cellmate got an invite. He's like shouting down the hall, "Hey, any of y'all want to come out for a day? Come see Judge Darrow. So come to Admiralty Court and speak for me." Abby, 100%. Let's remember the vets tomorrow. If you've got a veteran in your life, please, if they're alive, please thank them for their service. If not, spend a moment reflecting on the sacrifice they made that gave us what we have. Which brings us to this. It's been fun this morning. We are going to have a break tomorrow. I will not be on tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll have that posted on the Discord as well. We're going to take a break for Veterans Day, so we can all do our Veterans Day observance as we see fit, and then we'll be back on Saturday for a Good News Saturday. So I'll get a little bit of preparation time in for that. I've got a couple ideas. Abby, appreciate the ones you sent me as well. But we'll catch up on Saturday, and then we'll have Sunday off. And then Monday, we'll be back with the Terry case in Florida. Assuming there's no problems that hang around from the storm, I am anticipating that court will go on Monday as planned, and that we'll be able to hear the amazing prior information against Matthew Terry. Donna, have a great break as well. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you all being here. It is wonderful to be with you. Bye all. Wife time. Yep. Happy Veterans Day, guys. Have a good day. Abby is giving the hugs. Abby says, "Don't feel you have to use that." I'll look at it. I'm still waiting for the package to arrive from the crisis cleanup guys. So we'll see. We'll use what we can, but we'll have some good news tomorrow, one sort or another, or Saturday, one sort or another. Have a great weekend, Leanna. Glad you could make it here. Thanks for the post, Toxic. I appreciate all you do. That Discord is absolutely amazing. Hugs all around from Katrina. Have a fantastic day, Paula, Ginger, everybody, the whole crew, the whole Addict crew. You guys are great. Have a good one. We will catch you on Saturday, and then we'll be back in court on Monday. We'll see you guys.